The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Wednesday, August 27th, shows that Liam Spencer rejected Ivy Forrester, while some signs appeared about Luna Nozawa anticipating a miracle, possibly pointing to a pregnancy surprise. Sheila Sharp approached Hope Logan at Il Giardino about her wedding to Carter Walton and recommended they hold it at the restaurant. Deacon Sharp explained that there was no urgency because he realized Hope was uneasy. Hope told Deacon after Sheila left that she had thought she was going to lose Liam Spencer forever, but now realized she wasn't. Deacon wondered if that changed things about Hope's impending marriage to Carter, who had injured her. Deacon was left wondering whether Carter made Hope feel the same way Liam did. Deacon plainly thought Hope still loved Liam, so he appeared to be encouraging her toward a reconciliation with her ex-husband. On Wednesday's B&B episode, Electra Forrester spoke with Ivy about her upcoming date with Will Spencer. Ivy also indicated her intention to tell Liam how she felt and seek another opportunity now that he was going to live. Electra exclaimed about how wonderful it would be if they both ended up with Spencer men. At the Spencer estate, Liam was overjoyed because Bill Spencer had a breakfast burrito delivered to his residence. As he munched on it, Liam told Bill that he had told Hope his actual feelings. Bill believed Liam's actions were outstanding, especially given that Hope was already engaged to Carter. However, Liam claimed that engagements could be broken and expressed his willingness to fight for Hope. Liam mentioned how amazing it would be if Beth Spencer's parents could reconcile, but Bill thought that this reunion needed to be about more than simply Beth. Liam assured Bill that he loved and wanted Hope. After Ivy arrived, she chatted privately with Liam about her feelings. Almost losing Liam made Ivy realize that he must want to spend his life with a woman who truly values him. Liam gently cut Ivy off and stated that Lady was hope for him, though he was quick to assure her of how wonderful she was. Back at Forrester Creations, Katie Logan was furious that Will had been duped by the mystery woman that night. Although Will was distraught over what had transpired, Katie told him that it was not his fault. Will thought Electra would understand if he revealed everything, but he was also aware that she could be wounded. This dilemma left Will wondering whether he should risk losing Electra by coming clean or simply suffer with the guilt of his secret. Will had the final say, but Katie believed he could put everything behind him if he so desired. Will soon joined Electra, who persuaded him to visit the Forrester guest house later for a quiet evening together. Electra and Will kissed before he embraced her, seeming frightened. At Lee Finnegan's, she was skeptical of what Luna was doing on her phone. Luna insisted it was just a burner and tried to calm Lee down. Lee cautioned Luna of the stakes, but Luna insisted she wouldn't return to prison. When Lee asked if Luna was expecting another miracle, Luna responded that she could be. Sheila arrived and spoke with Luna alone about her plan, and Luna was determined about never returning to the slammer again. According to the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Luna may be hoping to have Will's baby on the way, so keep an eye out for any baby news. Liam had always been divided between loyalty and emotion, haunted by the weight of decisions that would have far-reaching consequences for everyone he loved. When Ivy stood in front of him, her eyes full of hope and despair, he felt that familiar ache in his chest. She wanted him to select her, to proclaim that all the years of back and forth had brought him back to her. But Liam couldn't. He'd grown, developed, and realized the unpleasant implications of giving people half his heart. He recalled all the times he tried to please everyone, only to shatter more than one heart in the process. This time he needed to be honest, not just with Ivy but also with himself. Ivy's lips shook as she addressed him directly. "Is there even a chance for us anymore?" The silence that followed cut through the air like glass. Liam's response was evident even before he spoke. He shook his head slowly and deliberately, and the words came with a quiet certainty. "Ivy, I care for you and I always will, but I can't offer you what you want. My heart is not with you. It never was, and not in the way you deserved." The rejection crushed Ivy. She tried to hide her grief, but tears betrayed her. For so long, she had thought he would return to her, that their shared history could be renewed. But now she knew. Liam wasn't the man she could rely on. He'd made his decision, and she had no place in his future. She turned away before he could see the full degree of her anguish, determined not to let him witness her demise. Meanwhile, across town, Luna was coping with her own problems. Her life had fallen apart as a result of the secrets that had been revealed to her family. The lies, betrayals, and manipulations had all left her feeling broken, isolated, and adrift in a sea of uncertainty. Despite the storm, something unexpected began to take root within her. Hope. Luna found out she was pregnant, and while the news rocked her like a ton of bricks, it also sparked something she hadn't felt in a long time. A sense of purpose, possibly even a miracle. Luna found the idea of bringing new life into the world both horrifying and exciting. She had no idea how those in her orbit would respond. Her relationship with RJ remained tenuous, based on tender feelings but strained by continual outside meddling. Will he support her or will he flee, unable to bear the burden of responsibility? Luna stayed awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering whether fate was cruel or fair to her. However, she understood deep down that this pregnancy had the potential to change everything. It wasn't just about her anymore. It was about a child, a future, and the opportunity to craft her own tale. RJ was caught off guard when Luna eventually informed him. His initial emotion was that of shock. He sat quietly, his thoughts racing with questions he couldn't put into words. When he finally spoke, his tone was low and unsure. "Luna, are you sure? Is this actually happening?" She nodded, tears welling in her eyes. "Yes, RJ. I am expecting. I'm not sure what this means for us, but I know this child is a miracle. After all, maybe this is what I was supposed to find." The weight of her words struck RJ hard. He had always felt profoundly for Luna, but having a kid was a life-changing responsibility. He reflected on his family, the Forrester name, the expectations and scrutiny that would come with it. But when he peered into Luna's sad eyes, he saw something more than fear. Love, perseverance, and the courage to face whatever happened next. Back at the Forrester estate, rumors about Liam's rejection of Ivy began to circulate. Some sympathized with Ivy, while others accused her of clinging to a fantasy that was never truly hers. Steffi, ever perceptive, realized the significance of Liam's decision. For years, he had bounced between women, unwilling to commit completely. By permanently closing the door on Ivy, Liam demonstrated that he was finally learning to be firm in his decisions. Growth was hard but necessary. Hope had her own reaction. She'd experienced her fair share of heartbreak with Liam, and while she no longer held the same place in his life, she admired the man he was becoming. She witnessed Ivy's anguish, but she also knew that chasing love where it no longer existed was a recipe for self-destruction. She prayed Ivy would realize this as well and allow herself to move on rather than clinging to memories of what may have been. Ivy, on the other hand, was resistant to being consoled. Alone in her apartment, she relived Liam's rejection, her heart breaking with each remembrance. She questioned herself. Was she insufficient? Was she excessive? Did she push too hard? She attempted to drown her grief through work and distractions, but the emptiness followed her like a shadow. She had formed her future around a man who had never genuinely promised her forever, and now she was left with nothing but broken dreams. Luna's pregnancy became more publicly known, and emotions were divided. Some regarded it as a blessing, a sign of new beginnings amidst so much turmoil. Others saw it as risky, a complication that would add to the drama surrounding the Forrester family. Donna, with her kind and maternal heart, welcomed Luna with open arms. "A baby is always a gift," she whispered softly, clasping Luna's hand. "Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise." However, not everyone shared this sentiment. Critics murmured that Luna was unprepared, RJ was too young, and their relationship couldn't withstand such pressure. Some even wondered if the child would just cement Luna's ties to a family she had struggled to properly belong to. However, Luna refused to allow her concerns overtake her. She thought wholeheartedly that this child was her miracle, her opportunity to rise above the agony of the past. RJ battled quietly, confronting his own concerns. He confided with Ridge, who listened patiently and provided fatherly advice. "Son, life doesn't always go the way we plan. However, unexpected moments can define us. If Luna is expecting your kid, you must decide who you will be, for her, the baby, and yourself." Those comments stayed with RJ, repeating in his head as he tried to fathom what type of father he may be. Meanwhile, Ivy, still hurting from Liam's rejection, found herself confronting Luna one afternoon. The encounter was tense and full of unspoken feelings. Ivy's anguish made her irritable, and she couldn't help but lash out. Do you think a baby will solve everything? Do you realize how hard this world is? Do you really think love is enough? Luna held firm despite her frightened state. I don't believe a baby solves everything. But I believe this child is meant to be. And I refuse to let anyone take that optimism away from me. The contrast between Ivy's misery and Luna's tiny hope was startling. Ivy signified the pain of unfulfilled love, whilst Luna symbolized the possibility of new beginnings. Liam's rejection ended one chapter, but Luna's miracle began another, one fraught with uncertainty but teeming with promise. Luna gradually began to shine with the peaceful vigor of an expectant mother. Her concerns were not gone, but they no longer defined her. She relied on RJ, who gradually started to appreciate the concept of parenthood. He surprised her with small gestures like researching baby cribs, asking her how she felt every morning, and holding her hand when doubts crept in. With each step, he grew into the part, and Luna's feelings for him strengthened. For Ivy, however, the torment persisted. It was hard to see Liam move forward without her, but she knew deep inside that she had to let go. Perhaps she too would discover her own miracle one day, but for now she needed to recover. She needed to rediscover herself without Liam, without the illusion of a life she never truly had. The story of rejection and renewal, pain and optimism, was reflected in the lives of everyone who knew Liam, Ivy, and Luna. One door had permanently closed, but another had opened, bringing with it the promise of new beginnings. Ivy would bear the scars of Liam's rejection, but she would persevere. And Luna, expecting her miracle, would face a future full of both obstacles and rewards, her heart firm in the notion that love and resilience could influence her child's fate. In the end, life at Forrester Creations and beyond continued as usual, with drama, passion, and secrets. Despite the tumult, two realities remained constant. Liam had chosen honesty, even if it meant shattering a heart, and Luna had chosen optimism, even when the world doubted her. Their decisions would have far-reaching consequences, affecting everyone they cared about, and laying the groundwork for an uncertain future. And somewhere in that uncertain future, a baby, the miracle Luna cherished, would be born, irrevocably changing the tale of the Forresters and everyone who lived in their orbit.